Hi, my name is CeCeile Hartleib. I'm an artist in St. Paul, Minnesota, and I'm going to do a portrait demonstration today. And I brought along a friend who's sitting for me, Catherine Wheaton, and I'll just begin, and I'll try to talk about my process as I go along. I have a board that measures 9 by 12. So I always carry these with me when I paint outdoors. I carry these with me and I sight up my landscapes with this, and I get a proportion that matches my board or my canvas. And that way I can look at her in this frame and then transfer her to there easier because I can see where different points fall. And this is the way I do my still lifes and my landscapes. So now let's see, I think I've changed it. The proportion is a little different. It doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be the same size as that. It just has to be that proportion. Yeah, that's still can come in a little bit. And my palette consists of mainly reds, yellows, and blues. I've added an orange. I've added a dull green because that's kind of good in shadowy areas in the face. But so that's Terra Vert is the green, ultramarine blue, cadmium yellow, cadmium lemon, a white. I think this is a blend of different whites. It's a blend of flake and titanium. Cadmium orange, cadmium red deep, and I've got permanent rose here. I need to put out my paint thinner. This actually is Gamblin. I have a container that's from the hardware store. So I like to use blue for my sketch color, because every other color blends in very well with a light blue. If I used red, it would be hard to cover my drawing. So if you would turn a little more that way, and you don't have to smile big, just kind of like a pleasant, yeah, that's good. You can tilt your head just a little straighter. You're that way a little more. Okay, and turn that way just a little. Okay, and if that works for you, keep it, or turn a little more toward me, and pick out a spot where you want to look. So that's a kind of a boring spot maybe here, but I could put up a little picture of a nude man if you'd prefer. No, I'm just kidding.
How loud do you want?
Not too big, just a pleasant.
I'm talking about the nude man.
Oh, the nude man. Okay, turn just a little more that way. Okay, that's good, I think. Okay. Yeah, I like your hair when it came down a little bit more. When it came forward, just a little bit, but turn. Okay, sorry. It takes a little while sometimes. Okay, a little, yeah, that's good, because now I get a nice shape. Okay. Then I start with the head, of course. This is a portrait. And I place it not exactly in the center. I would like to have a little more space on this side where she's looking. So I'm just going to throw something in here. And it's not going to be anything great yet. It's not measured out very well at this point. Just start more or less with an egg shape. And I keep correcting as I go along. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller so that it's not all head.
Well, you just have to let me know when you want me to smile because I'm not.
Yeah, I
smile through the whole
don't,
thing.
no, I don't need, yeah. Yeah, you don't have to think about that yet. Yeah. So let's just get you in proportion here. Yeah, so right now I'm just gonna put in your neck, shoulders, etc., so that just to get a start. And like I say, this is so general at this point. It's not going to be anything, it's not going to look like anything for a while. You go from the very general to the specific. Okay, and the eyes are located about halfway between the top of the head and the chin. And you're starting to look up a little bit. Yeah, that's good. That's really good. So I'll just put a line into where the eyes go, and they're at a slight angle. Okay, and the mouth is between, like halfway between there and here, usually. And I'll just kind of constructing. I have an angle I want to keep with. Okay, so I don't need this anymore because I've pretty much got the positioning. And then I look for what is, like the corner of the mouth here is right in the same line as to where the hair changes up here, where her part is. So I'm just being very, like I say, very, very general right now. But I like all the, like the way the hair falls. I like to put all that in right away. Gotta have enough space here, so I think I need to push the nose. I need to push your nose over a little. So, good thing she's a friend. Okay, so at this point, I think I'll start with a little bit of shadow. There's not a lot of shadow here in this room. The light is kind of soft and subtle, so it makes it a little harder than if you're in the studio and you've got a bright light, bright directional light on a person. It's a little easier to do. Oops, that's gray. Doesn't look gray here. Looks more green on my palette. I try to keep it thin at this point. And the eyes, I'll just put in a dark area, and then I'll build the eye from that. And I should, at this point, probably put an indication of the glasses in, but I'll do that after I get these little shadowy parts. Just a little hint. So I just sort of go up very abstract at this point. This is what's different with doing watercolor and oil is that with watercolor you have to have it really drawn out pretty perfect before you get started. But with oil you can kind of push things around. So, and I work in both, but I don't seem to have a problem going from one to the other because I've been doing them both for so many years. Okay, so let's get, I know that looks lovely right at this point. Oh, got a little bit of a shadow here. So, for her glasses, I'm going to go with a little hint of a red so that it's starting to build the color along with the shapes. So this is a kind of a dull red. Later, it's always okay to, go kind of general again and just brighten it as we go along. Looks kind of cute. If you saw this, you'd get up and leave. No. So we won't show her for a while. Till it gets better. Okay. So I've got that. It looked greenish. It still looks kind of gray, but it doesn't matter what my shadow color looks like right now because it's not important at this stage. So I think I'll put in the hair color and then a little bit of background, then the face color. Okay, I like to work over the entire area so that I don't get too picky about little details early on, and you can really see that I am not picky about the details right now. Whoops. I think I'll put in a little more of the shadow. Just a little to get the cheek shape. It's just so slight. The shadows are so slight right now. Okay, so hair color. Blue, yellow, orange, red, everything I can put in there to get the brownish color. And I put a little white in. Let's see how this looks. Close enough for now. It's just going to be thin. A thin layer. Get it a little bit lighter there. And I half shut my eyes sometimes when I'm looking at the model or at whatever I'm painting, like when I'm painting a still life. If I half shut my eyes, I can see the lights and the darks better. It's always a good thing to do. Because you want to do it as quick as you can and as correct as you can, right from the start. Okay. She's trusting me to do this. I think I probably need a little more width. So she has a little bit of light highlighting in her hair. We'll say it that way. We won't say gray, right? Little bit of lighter highlighting. So I'll just get a little feel for that right now too. And then there's some really dark under the way the hair hangs. The way the hair hangs over the forward, there's the forehead, the forward. It's quite dark there, so I think if I put that little accent in, that'll help me. It helps me get the structure of the side of the face. I think I need just a little more out there. Don't want to look at it yet. Actually, this is the better one to really clean the brush out with. So, flesh tones are where we're going next. So I use a little yellow, a little orange, a little red, and a little bit of blue. And I'm just going to sort of mask that in because later I'll put in highlights. It needs to be a little pinker, I think. And each stage of the game, like I saw, that it looks like it rounds a little more here, so I pushed that over a little bit. So each stage of the game I am correcting. Got the ear back there too to put in. I'll do that a little darker. Just a shape for now. Okay. I think I need to make the glasses a little larger. I picked up quite a bit of orange there.
On average, how long does it take about for a portrait sitting at that size?
Well, this is what you would call a portrait sketch, and so this will be a one-time thing. Sometimes, if I was doing a portrait like that one of the little girl, that would be a lot more. But one like that I have to do, one like that I have to do from photos because I'm not going to get a kid to sit. But the one down there of my husband with the hat on, I think that was 2 or 3 sittings, which it went very quickly because I know his face so well, you know? So, but something like this is, you know, it's going to be just one shot. Yeah, I need to bring your neck down a little more here. So this is so, it's so nothing at this point. Oops, a little dark. Yeah. Okay, so now Okay, so I'm going to go for, do you need a break yet? Okay, I'm going to go for a little background color right now. Everybody paints their portraits differently. Somebody else may have it all drawn out so perfect, and not me. I'm just, I just throw it out there and then I fix as I go along. So the wall back there is white, but it has a little bit of a bluish cast, and so I'm just going to put in kind of a bluey purpley tone just so that I get rid of all this white on this board. Yeah, let's do a little darker around her. I just looks.
Do you always paint on boards as opposed to stretch canvas?
No. I think this is that is a stretched these are all stretched canvases there. The landscape there is on a board.
Is it just a thin piece of plywood with a primer on it?
Well, it's a piece of masonite,
Okay.
but it's the untempered masonite, which is available only. It's not available at all the hardware stores. I get it at Stewart's Lumber in St. Paul, or in
It's a lumber
Minneapolis rather.
product. It's not an art store product.
No, although you can get,
Lumberyard.
they do have art store products that cost a lot more than if you get the untempered masonite and cut it and gesso it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but like I say, you can't find it at most hardware stores. It's a special item. Untempered, yeah. And I'm not sure exactly what I'll do with this background because it's not very clear back there. You know, it's just this white. So I think I'll just get a little more blue close to her hair there. And then it's easy to blend the hair into that so that the hair looks very soft on the edges. Okay, so your shoulder, yeah, shoulder will come in there. Yeah. It's nice to have a very patient model like this. She's really good. We have to appreciate our models because I know how hard it is to do because I posed for a painting. Oh, it's quite a few years ago when I was in art school at the Atelier. Not the Atelier in Minneapolis, it was called Atelier Le Sueur. And she had a school in Excelsior. And one of the guys who was a fifth-year student asked me to pose when I was like a second year, third year, something like that. Anyway, and I had to sit there for 18 sittings. Yes, 3 hours each. I mean, we had breaks.
Did you know that before you said?
Yeah, he signed me up for that. He figured that's about how long it would take. But it's a large portrait, it's life-size. And I'm seated and it shows my hands, both hands. One's draped over the chair like this and the other's in my lap. And so it's big. Yeah, so. Oh, it's starting to have a little look of her, a little bit. I mean, you wouldn't think so if you looked at it. Okay, so since I like to, it helps me to get all the other stuff in. So before I go into the details, so I'm going to put the scarf in, and your scarf looks fine, and the shirt, I think the background comes down just a little longer here, lower here. And if I do that at you, if I'm squinting at you, it's just because I need to see better. It's not, it's not that I'm giving you the evil eye or anything. Good. The shadows are changing a little bit already, but okay, so the black of the shirt and I'll lay in the scarf first. There's a little bit of color to it, even though it's a gray. It's a warm gray. See what this looks like. Just put in a little of it. Yeah, that's not too bad. And then it's got that nice pattern to it. And it comes down lower than what I had originally put in, so it's good that I just have it all loose and free right now. Okay, so let's get a little dark shape into it. And when I use a color like this dark that's in there for the shadow parts, it's a mixture of red, yellow, and blue. That's just my way of working. Okay, that's enough for now with that, and then I'll just throw in a dark for her shirt, and your shirt might end up being a little on the bluish dark side. Just to get it covered, get all this white covered. I'll have to clean up this easel when I'm done getting paint all over it. Especially the darks you want to keep thin, because they'll grab the light. If if this turns out and Catherine wants to hang it on her wall, it's better if I have my darks very thin, well, thinner, and the lights with some thickness to it, because the lights will catch the light then. If whatever's thick will catch the light, is what I should say. And so you'd want your lights to catch the light rather than your darks, your highlights.
So when you say thin, you mean diluted with the turpentine?
Yeah, and I'll make it a little thicker than that, but when it comes to highlights, those I kind of put on with a dab, a thick dab.
And your brush is a round synthetic fiber?
It's a bristle.
Bristle.
Yeah, a hog bristle. Yeah, it's a number 6, so it's kind of, what I like is it comes to a point, and yet it holds a lot of paint. Oh boy, now comes the hard part. Now comes the work. Okay, so when I look I'm going to go for your face now. And I think I'll use a little bit smaller brush around your eyes. Maybe this one, and it's not that small. But I still want to keep things kind of large, or kind of loose at this point. I like to get into the details later. Okay, so let's just get a little bit of an eye in here. glasses come like that. And I think I need more hair too, a little wider on the hair. Comes out a little more. I like that light streak that we're getting out there. If it starts to get too hot with that light, let me know. And I love the earring. I have to put the earring in right now. A hint of it anyway. Okay, so let's go for the little bit of the pink here in the ear. And I want to get a little pink in the cheeks, just to set the tone for where these things are. So I want to take away a little bit of that shadow and put in a little bit of the warm pink tones. The shadow will have to get darker. The glasses always present a little bit of a problem, but they do add characterization, which is a good thing. Okay, well, she's got eyebrows too up here. See, I'll put in the eyebrows before you forget. And they can be any color at this point. They just went in as blue-gray. Another thing I like to do is look at like where, okay, so that angle here of where this part of the glasses goes and the angle at which I'll wait. You're allowed to do that.
I'm sorry.
No.
Is there.
Okay, put your head down just a little. Okay, good. Yeah, that angle of where this and this hit, the side of the nose. Okay, that's important for me to get correct. Just a hint right now. Nothing in stone yet, but it is kind of fun to start getting the features in a little bit. Okay, so there's my sort of a drawing, just sort of a drawing. Okay, so you've got kind of a red lipstick. I'm a little too orange here, but I'm going to put the lower lip in. It looks hairy. Okay.
It's interesting that it looks like her regardless of the colors you're using.
There you go.
You know?
Yeah.
It's great.
It is starting to look like her. I even see it. So that's a good thing. Okay, so just want to get a little bit here and there, you know, of what's happening. Got to shape that neck. I got a really bad neck here. Well, I shouldn't say it's bad, it's just not in. So I look for, okay, which is the farthest behind, so go to that. So you shape something by, like that ear, I'm shaping it by drawing around it. You know, by drawing the hair behind it. It's not beautiful yet. It will be though. What color are your eyes? Kind of green? Yeah, that's what I thought, kind of green. Okay. So I'm just going to put in the green of the eyes, just so I can get them sort of in the right position. I hope I don't have to move them around too much. And I think I need to make, that looks weird right now, these big green dots in there. I need to get working on those. I think I need to move the glasses and make them just a little bit, I don't know, a little bit larger. Well, okay. There's a nice light coming in here and making that a bright orange. A pinky orange. Different. I don't know. It's really hard doing a portrait in public.
Well, and I think it's tough. You're relying on the sunlight, which is moving.
It's moving,
So
yeah.
it changes.
Yeah,
as you're
it does.
going along. So.
It takes somebody with a lot of guts to do something like this, and I do have that, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I thought I had you not wide enough, and now I think I got it too wide. So we will start to do some shaping, some sculpting. I feel that I had her a little too wide in the face. I think her forehead needs to be wider, maybe a touch higher, but here I had her face too wide there. And they say that it's one of the problems is that you kind of do yourself in portraits sometimes, because you know your own face so well, and I have a wide face, so I think that might be why I go wide sometimes on people at first. So trying to get in the shape of the eye, and it's up higher in the glasses than what I had. And it never hurts to make the eyes a little bigger because the eyes are so important.
How long will that take to dry?
A couple days probably, because it's not real thick paint.
Yeah, you're using a lot of turpentine, so
Mhm.
it'll be thin and okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to go for what's the farthest behind, which appears to me to be her forehead needing some work. Your forehead needs some work. The highlights and the little details are always the last thing you do. So see, since some of that other paint is thin, I can go in here and put a little bit thicker paint on and not have a problem. Oops, speaking of not having a problem, I just picked up the blue from the other area, but we'll take care of that. There's the blue again. I got right up close to it, so okay. Okay, so the shadow on the side there of the forehead is kind of greenish. Yeah, warm, you know, green is warmer than that purple I put in. So we'll just kind of go with that. Right here under the glasses, it's a little bit lighter, but it's not as light as you think. Because if you compare this light over here on the side to the light over here, this is much lighter. Oops, there's that dark again. So I'm looking mainly at the shapes of the light and the shapes of the dark. I'm not thinking nose, mouth, eye, for the most part. I mean, you can't help but know you're painting a nose or a mouth, you know, but for the most part, you just want to look at shapes. So I'm just going to put that little light in here that on the side of the side of the mouth. And I'm going to try to shape the chin. I'm looking at lights now. Up under the glasses, it's kind of dull color there. Okay, so this is more of the purple, but I'm going to put a little bit of the green in because I see the green here too. And the tone, the skin tone here is darker on this side again. So here I am with these bright colors. I'll dull it down a little bit. A little. It's still coming out red. Okay, so we'll dull that. We'll get a little green on there to dull that red down. There's a little accent of a darker tone right here. Yeah, so the dark and the light is more important than what color it is. And it's amazing how, like you were saying before, you know, no matter what colors you're seeing here, it looks like her, it is amazing how much color you can put into a face. See, all those blues that I put in earlier, I thought were kind of dark, but they weren't dark enough. So I need to darken those a little bit. Okay, her hair is coming. I'm going to do something here with the light in her hair. So that I don't forget that's hair and think it's face. It's kind of, there's a little greenish cast there too. And a little bit of that light comes down here. It's really nice highlighting. a little bit of light. See, I always like these little touches. There's this little bit of light right here. And what I like here too is that there's this light right behind her head. Oop, I got to get that spot a little lighter. I'm trying to put it over something dark. So, and then I want to blend this in a little bit more here. I know this is sort of like finishing touches, but I like to finish that a little bit while, while I'm there, while I've got my paint there. Okay, so a little bit of light in her hair here. That's blue. That is really blue. Probably a little too blue. I love color, so as you probably figured out. Didn't want that yellow there, but I guess I feel like I got to set the scene here with the hair before getting back into the features. You're a good model, Catherine. You're holding still so well, really. Different places. Okay, so she's got some light there. It's just so subtle. Mostly we've got, a brighter directional light.
Do you paint with music, or you don't?
Usually.
Around at all, or?
Yeah, usually I do have music
Okay.
in my studio. So now I'm kind of building
I like the
again.
sirens that we can hear.
There you go.
I
Yeah.
have some piano music.
We asked for music, and there they are. Oh, piano music is great. No? No?
That's set on, but your own music.
Your problem here. Get something here in the eyes. The eyes are never a white, the white of the eye. It's always either a bluish, a greenish, in some cases reddish, depending on how much wine. Oh, sorry. And these glasses have a little glare. I'd like to try to get a feel for that. I don't know if I...
They're wonderful glasses.
They are. They're really cute. So maybe I'll leave well enough alone, and if I have time at the end, do something like that. But okay. I'm trying to build the structure now a little bit more. And I have, that doesn't look great, but sometimes you work another color into it, another stroke of something else, and then it shapes it. Yep, that had some orange on it. Let's see, a little bit of shadowy. I know you're wondering, when is she going to shape her nose?
From this direction, there's quite a shape already.
Oh, good.
You've got nice nostrils.
I'll bet you never realized that,
No,
huh?
I didn't.
And around the nostrils, the nostrils are usually a little bit brighter in color. They're a little warmer, like reddish, orangish. Huh, that's kind of a pretty good shape there so far. See if I can do something to fix what I did to the lips before.
I thought you wanted me to smile.
Oh, do you want to smile? Yeah, you can do a little smile. Not too much now, but a little. Yeah, you can do it now if you want. Okay, now relax. And then yeah, that's good. Oops. Oops. Don't you always hate to hear oops? But it's better than if you're having like surgery and you hear oops.
Yes.
Like if I'm having my cataract surgery on Tuesday, I'm hoping I don't hear oops.
I'm sure it'll go fine for you.
I'm sure.
You've already been through the worst.
Yeah, I've been through the first one, so. She's moving along. At first I wasn't sure, if I really should be here doing this or not. But
Are you kidding? I think you're doing
That looks great.
When you put that orange right around the cheek area near the nose, I
Here?
just went, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And now I like it.
I was doing a watercolor demonstration one time for the Minnesota Watercolor Society, and I put in this red across her cheek, and people were going, oh! At least I didn't hear that this time. Yeah, but then it fades out, so, with watercolor, it just kind of fades. Get this up here a little different color rather than that purpley blue. I mean, it is kind of, but and down the side over here of the nose, there's a little bit of definition, but that's a little too much, so I'll have to soften that out a little bit. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Oops, that music. I hope I do justice to your nostrils, since they said you had such lovely nostrils. Now I'm worried that I'm not going to do them justice. I'm laughing. I shouldn't put the paint up there when I'm laughing. The nostrils are always kind of a reddish color. And those look a little too dark here, so I might have to adjust that a little softer. But I'll wait. Yeah, the shapes, that's the whole thing, is the shapes. So, let's see, a little more reddish pinkish over here. I end up with such a messy looking palette, but as long as it works. Huh? Need more color there. I'm getting too white. Okay, so let's get some an assessment again.
So you said you normally stand when you paint, is it?
Yeah, and then I step back.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be
So that might
stepping.
be a little harder to stay seated.
Yeah, I try to, kind of keep back as far as I can here. Now, I'm going to lighten this light part of the lips a little bit more. Okay, now I'm going to go to the glasses. We'll do that, and then we'll see where else we need to go, like with the eyes and everything. Okay. I know that looks too blue. Needs to be redder.
So would you say you're a perfectionist?
I would say that.
Yeah. Say, oh, great.
Picky.
And that's also at an angle, so they can't do it perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're doing really good at staying in pose. This is amazing. I once painted my dad. Oh, God. He would just move his head around. And it's like, come on, Dad. Just, can you sit still at all?
Well, my dad was always a character, and I always said, "You're being kind."
Yes. I can't imagine my dad sitting for a painting, actually.
Well, yeah, I guess I should have been happy. And you got to realize, Catherine, when you see this, that it is a rough kind of thing. It's not, going to be a perfect likeness, and it's not going to be.
It's very close.
It's not a real smooth finish like the kid here, the grandchild.
You can finish it next week.
Okay.
Is it hard to do it when you have a time limit?
Yes, it is. I know. See, I went and took this in, and it needs to come out a little more. Just a little more. Okay, on that side of the face. Yeah, I don't have the eyes yet either. I just got them blobbed in. Oh, got to do something else with the ear now. Well, let's see if we can do something now with the eyes. A little smaller brush maybe would be in order.
You've got a lot of detail in there with that big brush.
Ah, yeah, I tried. There's a little bit of, Another thing I like to do now and then is take a brush like this, a fan brush, in a soft, and just sort of blend a little with that.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of like magic.
Yeah, yeah, like the guy on TV. Huh? Oops, I just kind of went that way, but it didn't do any damage. This sort of softens things. You got to be careful though that you don't take dark paint over light paint. You know, it resembles, but it's not the same as if I were doing it in the studio with a full, full time and, longer period of time. So let's just see. Okay, eyes. Get back to the eyes. The eyes have it. We need some dark there. Now you're looking right at me, wondering when is this woman ever going to be done? And I'll go back to those glasses and try to fill them in a little bit more too. But let me know how the time is. Is it? Okay, thank you.
Wandering around outside today. Because it's such a lovely day. Yeah, you have binoculars, so you must be a birder. A birder. I would be a birder. I haven't seen it.
Just kind of softening the shapes here. Some more, to smooth it out a little bit. And then I'll go back to those eyes. Eyes are hard. I think I just, yeah. Yeah, I got the nose a little too wide there. So that means just get some light over here on this side to take it down a little. Okay, back to the eyes, which always give me a little problem. Okay, we want to get the dark part in. Unfortunately, that turned out red. We don't want red in the eyes. Don't want too many lines there in the neck. It's just, okay. So, let's see with this eye. The other eye looks better. That's one of the things, getting the eyes to match. I think I'm going to leave the face alone now and go to the rest of the clothes, and then I'll decide whether there's anything else to do in the face. Yeah, looks kind of like you. So now you can eat and drink and make merry and not have to worry.
It's like you when you were a college student.
Oh,
I mean,
there, she should be happy with that.
great.
Okay, so let's do something with the shirt. And, you know, get that paint a little thicker there, and then do a little with the scarf.
Maybe I should move these back.
And just kind of do something to the scarf to give it a little,
Interest.
get a little color, a little interest, yeah. Sometimes just very simple is enough on something like that. I'll probably do a little to your hair too before I finish entirely. So a little pattern in the scarf. I always like that kind of stuff. I don't know if I like what I'm doing, but a little something here.
There we go, here. Well, really, I don't even do that anymore. These are nice. These are really nice.
You gotta do something yet with that neck. I think a little something.
Look how cute that is.
That neck.
Holy cat. It does look nice. And I mean, it looks nice with this thing. Yeah. Which I think I'm gonna get because.
Never see another one like it.
No, I'll never see another one like it. And it's just getting older.
Something about it.
I think that's enough for the scarf.
Yeah.
You gotta keep smiling at me. Sorry.
This is what we go with the new outfit from Montana. This is,
She calls herself the slave bee. The bead slave. The bead slave.
this is incredible. This is perfect.
Okay, so, wow, I thought I was getting so dark before with the colors in the face, but not so.
We have all this cute stuff here.
Yeah, I wish I could do better with the eyes right now, but it's kind of hard to get the,
Do you have any other fibers?
to get that with the glasses too. Just, yeah, just a little warmth here. Now the glasses look like they're not as finished now that I got some of the other stuff more finished, the other areas more finished looking.
I might sit down and get some more. Let's take care of this first. Sure. You can take this out.
A little finger painting doesn't hurt either. Little finishing details.
Now we move the. Okay.
That's okay, I think. I think it's okay. Just a touch on the hair and then I'm done, okay? Yeah, let's not mess it up now, CeCeile. Just to smooth it out a bit. Get that warmth in there. It's so funny though, I look at this and then
all of a sudden you see a whole bunch of things that you really like.
I can't concentrate with that.
She's talking about it, it's not quite, no, it looks great. I'm gonna make a huckleberry pie.
I just want that face a little smoother.
And that's why. That's perfect. It's, well, you know, I live alone and I don't use a big dish. Yeah.
It's just that, you know, you start getting the hair smooth and the face doesn't look smooth enough. That's the trouble. So maybe just a little paper towel and going back and softening again with maybe this one. Just a little and then we'll be done. And then I'll be happy.
Same age as me.
And maybe Catherine will be a little happy. I don't know. She's going to say, CeCeile, what did you do to me? So do you think that smoothing helped a little?
Yes. That softens the edges between the paint fields.
Yeah.
So they get most of their commission, most of their proceeds. If they work at least one day a month, which is only 6 hours, then we only take.
It looks like you, but it's got a little misty mystery in it.
Ooh, there you go.
Are you an artist?
It's just great. But I'd like to be my artist and I hang out with them.
Yeah.
So I'm actually the co-manager.
Yeah, it could, you know, if I had, you know, another couple of times, I could make it look just like her.
Take a picture before we leave
There you go.
of my pose.
What's that?
Can you take a picture of my pose?
Oh, yeah. Yes, we should do that. Okay, I think I would say this is it. Thank you.